We're reacting to this one.
There's a mess.
Alright, so here's more Jaden drama. It's pretty gay, but let's get to it. Alright, so this all started because of like two other dramas that happened. So this all happened when Keffels and the Quartering had like gay beef, like where the Quartering was like being openly transphobic towards Keffels. And then what happened is Keffels went after the Quartering sponsors like Meta PCs, Adam and Eve. Update on the Mohawk Agora insurrection. Wait, what? We have updates? What the? What is he like? I was about to say something screwed me, but like, okay. Oh, that's that guy that we looked up last month. You almost got sued by him? Jesus. Wait, sued for what? Defamation? How do you almost get sued by him? But like, how did he like almost? Did he like threaten to sue you and like just didn't call through, or just used it as like a scare tactic? Jesus. Copyright sue? Oh wait. Oh yeah. Wait. Is it cause like you copy strike his videos? Wait. Like I'm no legal expert, but wait. So wait. Did you like send copyright strikes to his channel? It was a threat and a scare tactic on a minor. That's fucked up. Well, I guess that's our update to the Mohawk Cora situation. One is back up now. Alright. Wait. Wait a minute. Did he send a strike to you or did you send a strike to him? Because if you sent a strike to him, like let's say you gave him a copyright strike and he appeals it, or if he sends you a counter notification, meaning you have to sue him in 30 days. If not, then his video goes back. And things will run normal again. I don't get it. I sent strikes. So you sent a strike to his channel. Yeah, I think he sued you because like you're like he probably thought that you were like some copyright troll that's like taking videos down because you like want him terminated or something, because like you have to like send one strike in 3 days in order to like take somebody off of YouTube. Scroll a lit down. Oh wait, I see this one, the one with like Squidward. Oh yeah, there's the Squidward one. One of his videos back up. Oh, so you sent strikes to his channel. Well, I guess that's our Mohawk Agora update. Right. Yeah, I don't know. This is something I have to like think like outside of streaming, you know? I think I think he probably sent you a counter notification cuz he thinks that his video was like fair use or whatever, and you probably were supposed to like sue him in 30 days. And if you didn't, then his video probably comes back. Then he'll I think I think he probably countersues you because like you made lost revenue through this channel, through that video he made. I don't know. I'm no legal expert. I'm no copyright expert. I've known a little bit more of copyright. I know that if you like send a strike, the person can appeal the strike or that person can appeal the strike and or send you a counter notification, and then if the person you struck sends the counter notification, you have to like sue the guy for 30 days. If not, the video goes back up. That's all I heard, but that was like a few years ago though. Not sure if that still works on like the YouTube timelines today. It's pretty much insane. Well, alright. Now we've got I'm not monetized. Oh. Okay. Alright, well, well. I'm trying to like come up with like a conclusion to this, but I got no words. This is probably something I have to overthink. And this is something like my brain's not too capable of thinking of. Yeah. Anyways, where the fuck was I? Alright, so this whole shit show between Jalyn and Stone Toss started because there was this like two dramas between Keffals and the Quartering, where the Quartering was like being transphobic towards Keffals, and then they went back and forth, and then Keffals made like a tweet basically calling the Quartering sponsors to like drop them, like Meta PCs, Adam and Eve, and all the things that sponsor the Quartering. And then Ricky Berwick, the guy that makes jokes about himself being crippled, gave advice to Keffals, basically saying like that's not a good idea to like go after sponsors or some shit. I'm pretty sure Bulblax has like a good coverage of this situation. And then Keffals dug into like Ricky Berwick's like tweets, and then he saw that like Ricky Berwick had like a collaboration with Stone Toss, sort of, where Stone Toss made like an NFT of Ricky Berwick, and then Keffals like made this like guilt by association thing where like I think she has like a video on YouTube. Because Keffals it says how the Quartering and Ricky Berwick platform hate. Where I think it's like where Ricky Berwick, I think it's like what the fuck? Okay. It's like where Ricky Berwick, like where Keffals did this guilt by association, where we're like Ricky Berwick associates with himself with like Nazis or some shit because he platformed Stone Toss. Stone Toss made like a silly NFT of him, and the reason why it's because Stone Toss had like some crazy like political right Nazism opinion. I don't know. I'm not into like the whole political shit. And then Stone Toss and Jalyn got into a bit of a feud, where Jalyn was like, how can you justify Stone Toss actions? Oh, speaking of Jalyn, I actually have a surprise for myself. This gives me the light of day. I am now followed by Jaden on Twitter. So now I have to be nice. Or else, I don't want to get hit with the block. Because that's pretty sad. Anyways, so then Stone Toss pulled up like old shit of Jaden where Jaden like said the N-word or some. Jaden was like, and then like referred to like old shit where Jaden said like the N-word and then praised Hitler. And then even Jaden made a live stream addressing the allegations, addressing the situation. And in that same live stream where she addressed the situation, she went on to say that she endorses Hitler and he like Hitler did everything right. The only wrong he did is kill Hitler. Like, Jesus Christ, Jaden's such an edgelord, but she also gets offended by shit like this. What the fuck? We're just gonna watch this video by Thoughts and Opinions. A very lovely name.
Massive difference between being funny and being offensive. We have seen this debate before when we talked about the slappening earlier this year.
The Will Smith shit.
Some scholars even say true comedians study the art and perform at comedy clubs.
Now let's get one thing out of the way immediately, folks.
Oh, fuck this guy, dude. I fucking hate this guy. This guy sucks.
Dude, likes to call himself a comedian, but everybody knows he's not really a comedian. He doesn't know what a joke sounds like. He's never been inside a comedy club.
This guy's an embarrassment to UCLA.
Everybody knows he's not really a comedian. He doesn't know what a joke sounds like. He's never been inside a comedy club.
But when I really think about it myself, the difference between...
I thought she was gonna show that video where Deaf Noodles like sang Lizzo at a comedy club and started screaming. I was about to be like, wow, Lizzo plus screaming equals funny. Good job, Deaf Noodles.
Something being funny or offensive really is whether or not your audience is on Twitter.
What the fuck?
So allow me to give you an unnecessary amount of context for this drama. The Quartering and Keffels got into a bit of a
She's already going into what I was about to say.
debate, if you want to call it that, and they are both on opposite ends of the political spectrum. And Keffels is very vocal about her position as a trans
Is that
advocate,
Keffels?
and the Quartering being the most ridiculous right-wing SJW you will ever meet, both of them measuring their dicks and seeing who got the W. All you need to know about them is that they're both fat and ugly, and I would not have sex with either one of them. But at some point, Ray showing Jeremy on Twitter did not suffice for Keffels. So she started calling out sponsorships and, effectively fucking with somebody's income. Which is, by the way, a big no-no
Didn't
on this
satisfy
platform.
Keffels
You should
enough.
not try to ever deplatform somebody or go for their sponsors. It's just considered bad etiquette, and it will make everybody hate you. So, in came Ricky Berwick, who said basically that, look, yeah, Jeremy can be cringe, and yeah, you probably
Oh, so
might
she's
even
repeating
get
what
a
I
dunk
just
on him,
said.
but please don't go after sponsors. That is too much. Now, this is considered criticism, right? And even in a joking form. So a lot of people would take this laugh and be like, oh yeah, resident cripple stepped in, our local reply guy is here with the message, blah blah blah. But Keffels and team did not respond well to this. Mainly because there's not a lot you can say back, because I think that Ricky Berwick has more victim points, but I'm not really sure how you measure it on that woke scale. Either way, what they did is they dug through Ricky's history and found out that he is the owner of an NFT done by a creator called Stone Toss. And because we live in a world of guilty by association,
She's exactly repeating what I'm saying. Guilt by association world.
that must mean that Ricky endorses Nazism.
Dude, I just showed that thumbnail too.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Ricky Berwick endorses an extremist political view because he has an NFT from somebody
Legends say
who also allegedly...
Legends say EDP 445 is still waiting for his cupcake.
only
That's some awesome news right there. EDP 445, bro. Hope he gets his cupcake soon.
supports an extreme ideology. And then, of course, the fans of Kiffles went after Ricky Berwick for this, in which Ricky unfortunately had to, bend the knee and disavow all the things that Stonetoes has ever done, even though are not the same person, thus cannot be held accountable for each other's actions unless they blatantly endorse it. Anyway, Ricky disavowed, and this made people a little bit uncomfortable because a lot of people are saying, well, Stonetoes is not a Nazi. Stonetoes is a comedian, a pretty open and vocal comedian. So, in came our fucking trans queen warrior in commentary, fucking Jalyn herself. Yes,
Oh,
she's back on
Jesus.
Twitter. Fun fact, a lot of us didn't know until now.
She follows me on Twitter.
And she decided that it was her time to shine, that she's gonna drop the receipts, she's gonna show the world that Stonetoes is in fact a fucking bigot and should be
He
hated,
ain't
or,
getting me.
I don't know, at least she
Ain't
didn't
getting
have
me, the
platforming,
fuck?
but there's
I'm not saying she's getting you. I'm saying she's getting his cupcake.
a lot of heated discussion
cupcake,
surrounding
yeah.
this. And yeah, this is where we are, and it is possibly as dumb as you can imagine. But I will leave links
Well, what the fuck?
dramas in the description if you do care. But by far the most pointless and ridiculous discussion point has been reached, which means it is time for some true thoughts and opinions. Before I get too deep into it, please remember not to send anybody hate, harassment, and bullying. Please do not deplatform, go after sponsors, all of the gay shit that we hate to see.
The gay shit that we hate to
If
see.
you're quite new to this channel, you might not be aware of who Jalyn is or why you should care. Usually there shouldn't be a lot of reason to care about this specific YouTuber because they're kind of on the outskirts of stuff that I cover. This is a Minecraft YouTuber who covers like Dream SMP,
Jaden is based.
that kind of stuff, right? But
Wait. Cringe and gay commentary YouTuber with 600,000 subscribers plus a #1 dream stan, ridicule, centrist, trans right advocate, edgy humor enjoyer.
also at the same time,
That's the
this is one
Jalyn.
of the most edgy people in the sphere based on the stuff that they tweet plus the size of their platform. So it gets reach, right? But then also being a highly outspoken trans advocate and absolutely throwing it in somebody's face when they are acting bigoted in any kind of way. So those two things happen simultaneously. And worst of all, this person is not only a Kiffles fan, but a Kiffles simp, and
What the fuck? If Keffels has 1 million fans, I'm one of the 1 million fans. If Keffels has 5 fans, I'm one of the 5. If Keffels has 1 fan, then that one is me. If Keffels have no fans, I'm no longer alive. If the world is against Keffels, I'm against the world. Till my last breath, I'll support Keffels. It's a bit of a cringe statement to say.
there is little we can do to rectify that situation. So the major reason why Jalyn has gotten a lot of heat and a lot of criticism is based on their behavior on Twitter. They would often call out people
Yeah, she calls out people for being...
and be exactly in the same position, unironically less than a week even at that.
Just so you guys know, I have notifications on for every person on Twitter I follow. And every time I just open my phone, I just see a tweet from Jaden being like, Hitler did nothing wrong.
Sometimes a couple of days,
Some of that
even
edgy
hours
shit right
apart
there.
from the controversy that they're trying to call out, right? So basically, essentially being a hypocrite, which would be fine, but to a delusional point. And it got to a certain extent where Jalyn had to be confronted face to face with the shit that she posts on Twitter while advocating that people should not be bigoted, hateful, and mean.
Jesus. What the fuck? What the fuck? Top Serve 2021. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? If I could, I would kill myself. Jesus Christ. Wow, incredible.
Damn, that
I like how you just put like the circus music down in the background while just showing up that one tweet for like longer than like 10 seconds.
Spicy.
Incredible.
A lot of people tweet like this or use Discord in this way, and they tend to keep this very consistent energy where they don't call out other people for doing exactly that, so they don't get in as much shit. And they have a fan base who supports it, yada yada yada. But Jalyn's fan base seems to be highly removed from Twitter and what Jalyn does and other controversies that Jalyn gets in. They just don't care about that drama. They care about the drama that Jalyn herself covers. So she's never seen any big fall from grace after.
What the fuck? Did she just do the fucking Hitler sign? Wait a minute, I gotta roll that back. What?
So she's never seen any big fall.
It's hard to tell.
Fall from grace after being in any of these controversies. It's just fucking weird. That's kind of the thing. It's just fucking weird. And we never know which Jalyn we're gonna get. Stone Toss, on the opposite end of this argument, is a very successful cartoonist and political satirist. Clearly on the right wing. I mean, you can deny it all you like. This is clearly somebody who advocates for right-wing conservative political views. And they have even appeared on The Kill Stream with Ethan Ralph and Dick Masterson. And just a side note, something really hilarious, Ethan Ralph tweeted out when it was going to happen, this drawing that Stone Toss made for it. But if we look at the Ethan Ralph character, it literally has moobs. So, I mean, that should count some points towards Stone Toss, even if you don't like the guy. That's fucking hilarious. And Stone Toss is not new to controversy. Stone Toss is always in some controversy. NFTs were involved.
What a very controversial cartoonist.
I mean, need I say more? Crypto bros, you know? And of course, beyond that, all the typical right-wing extreme criticisms also need apply here. Stuff like anti-Semitism, Holocaust denying, anti-woke moral agenda. But it has to be said that Stone Toss is actually almost always pretty fucking funny. So at the peak of the aforementioned drama, Jalyn, who woke up blue-pilled on the 14th of July 2022, decided to drop a video
14th of July 2022, Jaden woke up blue-pilled
on the reasons why she hates Stone Toss.
Stone Toss guy is not a very good guy, and a lot of people in the commentary community have just defended him blindly because they like edgy humor. And
yo, people are defending Jaden blindly because they love edgy humor.
And I like edgy humor too.
In this video, Jalyn reacted to some of Stone Toss, let's call them edgier comics, to show that Stone Toss is factually, undeniably, logically a Holocaust denier, a racist, and then claiming that it's a joke when they say something that's anti-leftist, but then it's totally valid and correct and not a joke when advocating for positions held by the right wing on the same fucking topics. Some people's immediate reaction was to say, well, Stone Toss is a satirist, a cartoonist, a joker. He's a funny guy. Why do you not catch the joke? Why aren't you laughing with us? And Jalyn decided to drop this tweet.
What was the tweet? Stone Toss makes edgy jokes. Okay, what is this then? Free candy. Oh shit. I don't know. I can't read. Yeah, Jaden deleted this tweet, so I can't even see what it is.
Stone Toss just makes edgy jokes. Okay, then what are these? Alright, let's look at this bigoted content. Okay, now the thing about these tweets are, at face value, they're objectively bad. They are. Look at this one. This one, I mean, this one I can give the most. I can see where Stone Toss would come from objectively. Saying that there are less than savory characters hiding amongst the LGBT community, and they are proud to be there, right? This seems like the actual Pride event with a bunch of flags. But then we get into more suspicious comics. I'll let you decide. You can pause if you'd like to read it. It's all on the website. So Jalyn is
Wait, he has his own website?
essentially said, look,
Jesus.
it's edgy. How do you justify all of this? I ain't laughing, and neither should you. So initially when this video dropped, not a lot of people on Jalyn's actual YouTube account cared because, like I said earlier, they didn't really care about the drama that Jalyn gets involved in or anything like that.
Because Jaden doesn't show that drama on YouTube. I mean, she goes crazy on Twitter, but she just doesn't post it on YouTube, and no one really gives a fuck, sadly.
They care about Minecraft and Dream SMB. Come on, Jalyn, this is why we subbed. But anyway, the people who do care are all on Twitter, because it's a real place now. And people decided that they agree with Jalyn on this take.
Like, I look at Jaden's Twitter and I look at Jaden on YouTube, and I look at them as both different people. I don't think this is the same person.
A lot of people did. And so they decided to dig up even more stuff. So they found a comic.
I don't blame Ricky for not knowing Stone Toss' background and just wanting to have an NFT of him for the meme, but probably not someone people should work with unless Stone Toss has a great explanation for these gems. Like, are they fake or something?
For example, like this one, which advocates for or which showcase anti-Semitic viewpoints from Stone Toss. And then, of course, this one, which also shows the denial and the racism of historic events. And also people like Vosh further explain the argument as to why Stone Toss is just a piece of shit and basically dog whistling to a bunch of Nazis.
So, if you are completely politically unaware, if you literally have like no idea what the fuck is going on in politics these days, what this looks like, this just looks like this doesn't mean anything to you. This is a phenomenal dog whistle. We have a problem in lefty sort of iconography, in our comics, in the delivery of our media. We have a problem with being preachy. One of the ways in which Stone Toss is remarkably good at what he does is that he is not even remotely preachy.
This outrage from Jalyn was also supported by another YouTuber, Willie Mac Show, who says, I don't blame Ricky for not knowing Stone Toss' background and just wanting to have an NFT of him for the meme, but probably not someone people should work with unless Stone Toss has some great explanations for these gems. Like, are they fake or something? And then even more examples. Some comics who are a little bit too based for the normie audience. And this was deemed morally cringe by the wider community, and it was very well liked and well received. So of course, after doing the Lord's work and digging through years and years of readily available and highly criticized comics, Jalyn has effectively proven that Stone Toss is a bigot, anti-trans, racist, Holocaust denier, doesn't keep the fucking jokes light enough, and is too politically involved to be unbiased and just a straight up comedian and should be taken seriously. And now we get into some serious pot kettles type of shit if I've ever seen it. Because as I mentioned earlier, Jalyn has this fucking habit of not committing to his side wholeheartedly, or, rules for me and not for thee. So,
For me and not the thee.
An equally big cult and following also decided to go digging in Jalyn's past and discover why this pro-Kiffles trans advocate is so deeply disturbed that they would want to harm poor little Stone Toss. And well,
are you just left to your own devices as far as everything you say? You have nobody tard wrangling you, or like
this is
saying, hey,
radio.
Maybe you shouldn't say this, or maybe you should try to be funnier when you say this and avoid this, or
no, not really.
No? Okay.
No.
All right.
well, if there's one thing we know about bigots, it's that they truly are loyal to whatever it is that they believe. And
Probably.
they chose Stone Toss. So that means that it was very, very easy for Stone Toss to just simply ask his audience, please give me receipts on why Jalyn is the worst person out there and why I will get the Twitter W in the end.
When the karma hits, oh yeah, this is where Stone Toss shows a fuck ton of tweets where Jaden says the N-word, and dude, I keep hearing about Christian, bro. Did Christian get out of jail? I don't know.
So the first tweet dropped when the karma hits with a bunch of attachments. Here's Jalyn saying, honestly, how do people justify Stone Toss literally being a nut?
That shit went
The
viral.
punchline to a lot of his jokes is literally anti-Semitism. And then Polish response, girl, don't you make jokes about gassing Jews too? And then Jalen's like, yeah, but that's just being edgy.
This is where
Another
Jaden starts
drop
losing
from
the
the
argument.
Discord from a creator called Zero. Well, I mean, I feel like you can tell all the gamer words.
You notice how this says Jaden plays MC? This is back when Jaden was like a gaming channel. This is when Jaden like wasn't even a commentator.
And how prominently they are there. But if you're struggling to read, I'll just say that they are part of the homophobic side and, well, the N-word, like a lot. The N-word is
The N-word
there.
is shown
it's,
like
it's
a
a lot.
5,000 of them.
And then, of course, Jalyn responded, wiped my Twitter. Basically yeeting everything because Jalyn figured out at this point that everything they have ever posted will be dug up by the Stone Toss fans. And
The Stone Toss fan base.
And Jalyn's fans in this drama. So that's an inevitable ratio that Jalyn chose. Wrong idea. So wipe their whole Twitter. We know from past experiences this is their MO. And saying that she'll be back on Thursday. This was a lie. She still posted. And she's gonna try and use Twitter less. This is also very typical. And then Dogger saw
Jaden always threatens to use Twitter less.
She got exposed for saying the N-word, Lamau. And this was all collectively memed by this fucking dog. Yes, because you see, Jalyn had to quit Twitter after being slightly inconvenienced by their own actions. Yes, so Stone Toss knows what it's like to get cancelled, and Jalyn knows what it's like to be a little bitch. But the Twitter thread does not end there. Stone Toss continues to say,
What a
if you
bitch.
guys have any other examples of Jalyn tweets, unhinged neo-Nazism and hate speech, please
Oh,
send it my
no.
way. We cannot permit their bigotry to do real, actual harm to people. Black lives matter. What? Did Jalyn threaten to have a fan fired from their job after openly calling
Oh yeah. Hear this shit, bro. Jaden also threatened to like, what's it called? Fucking go on like, threatened to get someone get fired from their job. I didn't know much of it, but she said on Doc on the radio stream, she said that the guy worked at Disneyland. That's probably not true. Probably shouldn't say this on stream, but
and then attack?
I'm deleting this shit later though.
It gets worse.
Fuck you, nigger.
Never said
What the
nigger in
fuck?
my life.
Nigger.
I think the messaging was pretty clear in that one. And then we got this one, which is just pushing like an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory.
Jew fag. I like Hitler. He's pretty cool. He's a cool guy. Fucking Jew. Hitler did nothing wrong.
Okay.
I killed one.
Why is Jalyn tweets allowed to literally call for violence against Muslim Jews? And then attached this Discord.
I believe Jaden has like some hatred towards religious people. I really do.
You can stop and read it. I ain't getting the soundbite. And then another one.
Wait. Alright, we got it.
Once again. And remember that Jalyn has already said prior that they make edgy jokes. They're openly edgy. The edgy is a part of their descriptive pronouns. Edgy is true and it's funny. But Stone Toss is not edgy. Stone Toss is merely a dog whistle. Stone Toss really wants to incite violence and really wants to turn their audience alt-right.
Bruh.
Destroy the peaceful, harmonious Twitter landscape as we know it. I may have employed humor to make transgressive jokes, as is the societal duty of any editorial cartoonist, but Jalyn tweets naked calls to violence. You fire people from their jobs for exposing it as no punchline or place in our society. Of course, unlike Jalyn tweets, I disavow Nazism. Yes, check my about, link in bio. Meanwhile, Jalyn literally proclaims Hitler did nothing wrong. Sickening. Currently, Jalyn tweets bigotry and calls for violence is getting exposed on stream.
Very serious. This is my serious.
Oh my god, dude, this clip. This is the clip where Jaden addresses the entire situation. In that same clip, she also says this.
My serious admiration of Hitler. I support Hitler. Probably shouldn't have done. I support Hitler, guys. Totally real, 100%. Hitler's a great guy. I love him. I love what he did. Except for the part where he killed Hitler.
You see what I mean? She's saying like, dude, I support Hitler. I love Hitler. He's my idol. He loved everything he did except for the part he killed Hitler. Like, this girl is so unhinged. It's so weird.
You know, that was bad.
I mean,
What
what
the
more
fuck?
is there to say, am I right? Great stream. Sadly for Jalyn tweets no amount of calling me a Nazi, which I deny.
Oh yeah, and also Jaden kept like changing her @s on Twitter just so like
Can
doesn't
excuse their
get
bigotry
ratioed to
and
shit.
actual calls to violence. My About page clearly explains my use of humor and edginess. Meanwhile, all Jalyn does is run and hide. Indefensible. Still running and hiding, Jalyn's Twitter @changed to commentary Jalyn after attempting damage control with the stream. The stream immediately goes private after getting eaten alive in chat. So in other words, this means that when Jalyn said, Stone Toss, you are a racist, anti-Semitic, Holocaust-denying, unfunny, politically driven cartoonist, and you are no comedian, Stone Toss responded and said, no, you. Cringe. Now, we've already established that Jalyn is actually bitch made and therefore doesn't have the stuff necessary to take this criticism and respond in
To use his
productive,
fucktone, Jaden.
meaningful, and enlightened way. Instead, Jalyn is going to double down, which is exactly what we expected, right? So initially, Jalyn said, okay, I am leaving Twitter. I acknowledge that I have been ratioed. I have attempted to block everybody who follows Stone Toss. And some examples of this was the tweet coping, and I genuinely enjoyed this. Jalyn, currently in New York, who knew, says, I will die on this hill of Stone Toss being a Nazi. I don't care how hypocritical I look. If I have to go down with him, then so be it. Yes, fucking yes, I live. Stone Toss is really trying to cancel me for edgy jokes when he's literally a racist. Jalyn is just a social experiment. Anything offensive, Jalyn says is actually a massive psyop meant to confuse and disarm the masses. So as we can see here, there is an attempt at humor, and I'll say this, I laughed. But what I found most interesting is two people who claim to be edgy, who has a brand of being edgy, have tried to out-woke moralist each other, which is in itself pretty fucking bitch made of a move. I think instead they should have tried to outbase each other, right? Imagine if you tried to get the other person to rage quit Twitter by just simply owning them and getting the W's and being the funnier and most based of the two. I think that's the real duel, am I right? It's not like either one of them can say or do anything worse than they've already done. Like, what are they gonna do? Is Stone Toss gonna be even more of a dog whistle? Is Jalyn gonna be even more unhinged? Please. It's like they barely even tried. But the reason why I think anybody should care is because this drama started out by something seemingly serious and really politically motivated. You know, the Quartering and Kiffles really both feel, at least they pretend to feel really strongly about their specific grifts. And, you know, they're telling us that we should really, really care, because if we don't ratio the right person, we will be damned for all eternity, and people will dig up our tweets and we will be cancelled, right? And it's very scary. You never know when you're going to get cancelled over the next 20 years. You never, ever know. But what I saw when it trickled down to all the way to fucking Jalyn rage quitting Twitter and changing her handle for things that she's already publicly said, and that she even said after her old tweets were dug up, as if she's any little bit of surprised. I learned that you're allowed to say and do anything that you want if you are funny. So, I'm just a told with an opinion, and luckily I am funny as fuck. Bila.
Is this just more like
That Twitter determines who is the real comedians amongst the edgelords. And well, I know who won.
Jaden blocked you and Stone Sauce didn't? Ha 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 ha. Alright, well. Oh shit, okay.